All right, here we are. Welcome back to Define Insanity. Joe, I have a question for you because I've been hearing there's an epidemic going on.
Of AIDS.
Well, yes. Well, not really,
No?
but no. An epidemic going on with America's youth with an addiction to porn, internet porn, because of the accessibility as compared to when we were kids. When we were kids, we had to steal a magazine. We would have to go to a local video store and go to the back room and
Sears catalogs.
Yes,
Sears was
Better Homes and Gardens, whatever we could get our hands on, really. And nowadays, these kids, they got phones, they got internet, they got iPads. They just type in whatever they want to type in, and God knows, I don't condone it, but there is some freaky stuff on the internet, and it's insane. It's desensitizing these children for real life, for real relationships, for real love. When they get to the certain age, when they're 17, 18, and they're ready to, have sex, they are desensitized. They're expecting things from their girlfriends that, shouldn't be expecting. It shouldn't be, something that a normal woman should have to endure.
Oh, absolutely.
What is it? What do you think about this?
No, I get it. I've heard about that. Imagine that, losing your virginity at 17. The first, can I stick my nose in your ass?
Right. It's so crazy.
I know. You want to make out a little bit? No. I saw this thing on the internet.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so crazy, right?
I don't know how these kids do it. I would have definitely ripped my dick off at some point just because the accessibility. I remember running around looking for magazines, Victoria's Secrets. Then I found this stash of porno. But I had two older brothers, so I was introduced to a lot of stuff young. But I'm fucked up.
Well, your older brothers were...
Everybody's fucked up,
But your older brothers were they as crazy as you?
Yeah, why do you think I am the way I am?
So
I was like their pet monkey, like a little wind-up toy. They would just get me all jacked up and make me do shit. Yeah.
But, the situation, though, that I'm dealing with right now is I've investigated this, not for my own pleasurable reason. I just wanted to see what was out there. Oh, my God, Joe. There is some insane, crazy, unimaginable stuff. Who comes up with this stuff? It's like a rabbit hole.
Humans. We are sick, fucking demented creatures.
But it's disturbing.
That's a fact. Yeah, of course it is. A lot of shit we've done is disturbing.
Yeah, but these girls have fathers. They
Some of them.
Yeah, but
the boys have fathers too.
Right.
What about those filthy fucking animals? I totally get what you're saying. They talk about it all the time. People are getting desensitized to stuff.
Yeah.
Also, you have women and men both working because you have to, because this fucking world's crazy and everything keeps on getting more expensive. And what are you supposed to do? So people are growing further apart. People are compromising less because they don't have to, because they have a shortcut of going to porn, sex toys, sex robots, whatever it is. Sooner or later, you can have some AI robot cooking your pancakes, blowing you, and fucking singing you a song. And it's like, well, what do I need a woman for?
That's so crazy.
What do I need a man for?
That's so crazy because you just reminded me of something. I looked up pancakes smothered in syrup because I was cooking breakfast and I wanted to get some recipes. I got porn. Half of the things that popped up were porn.
Yeah. Women covered in pancakes,
yeah.
which are covered in syrup.
It's insane.
Which are covered in semen. And the list goes on and on.
And then the rabbit hole goes on and on. Next thing you know, it's like...
It's silly. It's getting silly out there.
It's really bad.
I know.
It's really bad.
I don't
And these
know
kids,
what we're going to do.
What's going to happen to this generation? First of all, they had no school for, 2 years because of the COVID lockdowns, or a year and a half, whatever. So they're already behind academically and developmentally. And what do you think those kids were doing during the lockdown? I'll give you a hint.
Playing with themselves.
Yeah, it wasn't
Same thing
playing.
as me.
Yeah, it wasn't tic-tac-toe.
Same thing as everybody.
Right. It wasn't playing outside. So what were they doing? They were home, going down the porn rabbit hole.
Yeah.
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 God forbid you search rabbit holes.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Do not search rabbit holes.
No, I'm
Trust
definitely
me.
going to do that when I get home.
It
now.
is
It's
bad.
taking everything in my being not to do it right now. Do you think that because of the porn, people are going to be more promiscuous, less likely to actually find a relationship? Or you think it's more that when they start early and they go from 0 to 60?
0 to 60. I think it's full blown. I think you get desensitized level by level. You start off Googling, as from a kid, this is how I would imagine. You start off Googling hot girls. Ooh, look, I saw a hot girl on the internet. And then it goes, step by step by step until the next thing is, glory holes or rabbit holes or whatever, Yeah.
Rabbit holes of glory holes.
Yeah, see, there you go. See how the male brain works? I mean, I don't know. You know what's cool too? We have a female guest on the show this evening.
Why don't you start talking about porn?
Well, no, she's not in the room yet.
What are we doing?
She's not in the room
First
yet.
female guest, and we're just like going off about porn.
I know. Well, I wanted to get it out of our system before she entered the room.
That's smart. That's smart. So are we going to bring it down now?
Let's bring it down. Julia.
Hey, Julia. Come down now.
She has a lot of legs.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Only one of us has to do that.
Yeah. I know.
So, Julia, I met you in rehab, in LICR, Alcohol and Drug Rehabilitation Center, that we've spoken about a lot. I've been there 5 times. I think I met you on my first...
He's a regular.
On my first visit there. My first experience with LICR, I walk through the doors, and who's the El Presidente? There was
you were president.
Yeah,
I was
first female president.
I was.
I thought it was so
Holy
special
shit.
because I'm walking in there and like she's like, I'm the president. I'm like, oh, okay. So what does that mean? She's like, nothing really, but just wanted to let you know.
I do really well in those places.
Yeah.
Right. That's something you have on your resume. I was president of rehab that I stayed at. Yeah.
Real good at this.
So Julia, introduce yourself.
Well, hello. My name's Julia. I'm very thankful to be here. This is a very different thing. I've never done this before. And what do you guys want to know?
You've never been on a podcast before?
No.
Oh, that's awesome. This is going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
Podcast virgin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. So basically, Justin and I were talking about porn.
We were not. We were talking about like the Smurfs and things like that.
Yeah. So
Right.
So going back to
by the way, don't Google Smurfs.
Yeah, don't Google Smurfs. No, so for our listeners and stuff, it's always good to give a little bit of background. So how old you are now, where you're from, what your family life was like just growing up. Give me an idea of your background and just a little bit about you.
Well, I'm 34. I was born on Christmas Eve of 1990. That makes me a Capricorn.
Holla.
I grew up on Long Island. I grew up in East Meadow.
On Long Island.
On Long Island.
Not in Long Island.
Not in. You know that. Come on, I don't need to tell
and
you
it's
that.
Long Island.
Yeah, Nassau County my whole life. Let's see. My family life is way better today than it once was. I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit. And I work as a surveyor in the city. I have a union job, construction.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. It's a good thing. I've been doing that about coming up on 11 years now.
Hard hat?
Hard hat, boots, the whole 9.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What made you get into that? Is that something like you kind of always wanted to do, or?
Well, my father's in the local too, but he does like the maintenance part of it. He's like a mechanic. He operates machinery, all that kind of stuff, like the heavy, typical.
Union.
Yeah.
Local to union, yeah.
Yeah, operating engineers. Yeah. So he does more of the stuff you think of when you think of operating engineers, but there's also a branch of survey.
I'm a union guy myself.
Yeah.
Screen Actors Guild union.
That's right.
It's
That's
the
right.
effeminate
Represent.
union.
It's just the gay
opposite of-
They should call it the gay porn actor.
It's
union.
just
That's all.
not like, when you think union, you think of a nice, manly, grizzly, blue collar, like I'm a union guy. But technically so am I.
That's right.
It's just a little different.
You
Just a
tell
little
them.
A lot of blue haired,
Yes, you can.
a lot of blue hair in my
Yes,
union.
you can.
Blue hair, not so blue collar.
Yeah. A little more blue haired union than blue collar union.
So
Yeah.
So you always wanted to get into it because like your dad was into it, or
Not really. I
No?
wanted to work. I didn't want to go to school. School made
Really?
me want to do drugs because, of course, who doesn't want to do drugs when they go to school? And I just I always had a hard time sitting in the classroom, So I was hounding him to try to get me in. He kind of requested that I enroll in engineering school, so I did. I just did the things I needed to do to get what I wanted,
And you were on drugs?
and I did. Yeah, yes, I was. Yes.
No. I was completely
Yes.
fine. I totally get that. Like being like disruptive in class or just not gonna just because your mind's not there. So when you say you wanted to work, were you working at a young age too, just doing random stuff?
Yeah, I started working when as soon as I get your working papers. When is that? 14?
I think so.
Well, whatever. That young.
You were a union employee at 14?
No. just
No, my first
working,
job was
just like-
Filene's basement
Oh,
in the
okay.
home and shoes department.
All right. But you started working at 14, so you just
Yeah.
right out the gate.
I wanted to work. Yeah, I wanted money, but
And you
I
kept
wanted
that
money
job for how long? Your first job, how long did you keep it?
probably a couple years.
Whoa.
A couple of us worked there. A
That's
couple of my
amazing.
girlfriends. Yeah.
I worked at Ben's
was
Deli
fun.
for my first job, and
I've had-
I lasted 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And they caught me eating hot dogs in the basement during my shift, and they're like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "Eating hot dogs. I do it every
What else
shift."
would I be doing?
What was your background like? Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I do.
Big
Yes.
family.
I have an older brother and I have a younger brother. I'm the middle child.
A house of men.
Yes,
Just you and your mom?
Me and my mama. And she had old brothers, and my dad has old brothers.
That's why she showed
So
show
there's-
low.
That's
Yeah.
why she's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you've seen a lot.
Yeah. This is true.
You've seen a
true.
lot, so you're just kind of
Yeah.
like, ah.
Did you ever check out your brother's search history on the internet?
I would not dare.
I don't
Do
think
not.
you should check.
Don't
not
do
dare.
it.
I'm
You get
uninterested in
PTSD
that.
from
I
it.
found
It's-
enough.
Yeah. This is disturbing.
Yeah.
Whose search history isn't?
Well, mine's not. I mean, listen, when I was drinking and heavy addiction, it was horrible. I'll be the first to admit. But now I got it,
Casey, can't
You've
you
been
see
purified,
Justin looking
Justin.
up like UFO porn or something like that?
Oh my.
See?
Oh my.
I had this thought the other day about like, do you ever wonder like if something happens to you unexpectedly and like someone's gonna have to go through your things?
Yeah.
I go,
Yes.
and
Yes.
I've had that thought before, and I realize I'm at a place now where like, whatever, if you're that interested,
Yeah.
you can. I do look up weird things, but I'm not sure that it's something that I would. I don't know. I wouldn't be humiliated by it.
My
I'm with
stuff
you
is
there.
more like I should be on like the no fly list.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
More
That's
like
what I'm
that
saying.
stuff.
Yeah,
Really?
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Nothing that
lot
would
of
put me on a
conspiracy
watchdog
theories.
list of
Oh,
any
wow.
kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have a
That's
lot
all
of
upstairs for me. I don't have any evidence of that. I have
see, that's good.
everything's inside.
I've been on a kick lately
I
of
think.
asking
I mean, actually, I guess I
ChatGPT
never thought about
about
it.
conspiracies, and then when it doesn't confirm the conspiracy, I try to convince ChatGPT that these conspiracies are. I've had like very long conversations. So if that's the kind of stuff that like whatever, I'm an open book about. But if I died and someone found that, like whatever,
Right.
I would just want to see them find it because I would think that's funny. Because if you look at my phone, I have like 1,300 notes, and amongst my search history, which is just all over the place. But my notes, it goes from like really like sweet and inspiring poetry to like the dirtiest of dirty dick jokes you could find. Like it's like some like dark serial killer type poems and shit. Like I'm all over the place. Then you have like people's workouts, like high end, high level workout. Like, it's fucking
Right.
bananas. So
Right.
I would just want to witness it from above. The person who does buy my phone, because
too.
when you talk about
That's how I'd haunt.
you know what I'm saying? I would just want to see their face go, what the fuck is that?
Let's fake our deaths. I always want, part of me always wanted to do that, fake my
I
death.
just want to see how people respond.
I want to see how many people come to my funeral.
Well, they got these like,
I just want to see who really loves me.
they got these masks now that you could put on. You makes you look like a completely different person, and it looks real, even close.
Oh my God, did
up.
you ever watch Blacklist?
No,
Yes.
but I was on
You
it.
know what
I
I'm
was
talking
on
about?
Blacklist.
Yes.
Yeah,
I want-
Reddington?
I want, yeah,
Sick dude.
such
So,
a great
but
Such
they
a
could
good
do
show.
that. You can fake your death, go to your own funeral. No one would have any idea. They'd be like, "Who the fuck is this
That was a
stranger at
Curb
the
Your
funeral?" But
Enthusiasm.
that'd be it.
That was a Curb Your Enthusiasm
Was it?
episode.
The
Absolutely.
Eastbound and
Sounds
Down
right for
episode.
Larry David.
No, it's definitely a Larry David episode. Who is the guy? Oh,
Faking
shit.
your death and showing up in a
What
costume.
was that movie where Brandon Fraser was the really good pitcher?
Brendan Fraser,
Whatever. Brendan, I'm sorry.
the scout,
The scout.
Yeah.
What's the main guy's name?
Albert Brooks.
Him. So Albert Brooks fakes his death, or not even fakes it. Everybody knows it's bullshit, but he throws a funeral for himself.
Oh, I do kind of remember that
Yeah,
one.
that's the same
familiar.
concept. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Larry's like, "What are you doing? You
Yeah.
fucking idiot! Stop!"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
well, like how egotistical could you be? Who
Right.
cares?
Right.
But yeah, no, that's a good episode.
No, but it would be cool what Casey was saying. Like watching, and what you were saying, watching people go through your stuff and their reactions. Like my room, like all the little things that I'm just so used to, like just living with in my room. Like watching.
Someone's got to clean that up. If anything happens to you.
Right?
I know.
right.
He's gotta
and,
go through that,
Watch
see
them
if they wanna
talking
save it.
about it.
A lot of people are getting pregnant that day.
Right. And how fast.
Jesus.
Oh man. And how fast they would get over it. Like I imagine people would be pretty much over me in
Life's busy, dude. You
Weeks.
got to get
Gotta
over
keep
it.
moving, man.
Yeah, life's
Right.
busy. You have to get over it. It's
think
not
it-
like a
Did
bad
you hear what happened to
thing.
Justin?
Right.
Oh, word?
Who? Oh,
Anyway.
yeah, that's right.
The maniac
Yeah.
with the podcast.
With the Define Insanity podcast.
I definitely think that would be the number one response to my death is, oh, word?
That seems about right.
Oh my god. So Julia,
Yes.
give me like an idea of like, were you involved in like crazy shit early? Because you had older brothers, right? I know you're the middle child, but
Yes.
And I'm not saying anything like drugs and alcohol yet, but just like, what was your childhood like? And
Well, yeah, going back to the school thing, I was always like, school came easy to me. Like I was I
Nerd.
did well. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I
And
would have definitely made friends with her.
yeah. I was in
I would have
like
cheated off of you. Yeah.
probably. I was in like the they have like those gifted programs. They called it Quest at the school I went to. We went on like special field trips
look
and stuff
at
like that. Yeah.
You were in Quest.
Yes,
I was in like the basic skills
You were
class.
in like the resource room.
Teaching us how to tie my shoes in 4th grade.
I got left back in kindergarten.
Yeah.
That's a true story. Yeah. I was
See?
sick though.
But look where you-
I was dumb too, but
He tried to hump his teacher. So they held him back.
actually,
little
it
thing.
was my teacher's pet. But go on.
Oh, God. Jeez.
Yeah, and I always had like my grandmother is like this angel on earth, Grandma Nancy, and Grandma Irene was great too. I have this like really special connection with Grandma Nancy, and she I feel like she gave me like so much of her spirit, like I inherited her.
She passed away?
spirit. No, she's still here. She's my only grandparent left, and like this, I don't know, maybe it was just the way she spoke to me when I was a kid, like the love, the belief, she just spoke like her truth to me, I guess.
So
And I feel like
she was just
embodied
really
that.
warm, too,
yeah,
right?
totally,
Yeah.
totally.
That's so
God-loving
important.
woman, like, oh my God.
And the
Her, like,
wisdom of someone of that
Unbelievable.
age. Yeah.
That's the type of practice.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about my grandma when you brought that up.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like you're instantly comfortable around them.
oh my God, she's my best friend
Yeah.
today.
But
Like,
even like when,
Oh, yeah.
if you would anybody,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like you're instantly your guards down. It's just like a spirit thing. It's totally unexplainable.
Totally, yeah. So I just always had, like, I know I always had like this heart that has like so much love to give, so much love and so much like, I don't even know how to put it into words, but I know that it's just super loving, a lot that I got going on inside.
Loved people, love people.
True story, right?
That's right. See, everybody always says the negative: hurt people,
Right?
hurt people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love people, love people. I
Love
like
right.
people,
that.
love people.
Yeah.
We got to make a T-shirt like
Amen.
that.
I love it. KC? T-shirt?
I'm on it.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I was always like, I won the humanitarian award when I was like in school, and I just had this like sweetness about me, But I always did feel like a little bit like I didn't fit in certain places, like a lot of us do, And
Not comfortable in your skin?
Yeah, like uncomfortable in my skin. I struggled with, even from when I was very young, I struggled with eating disorders and peculiar mental twist, if you will.
But did anything trigger that, or it was something like, because also when you're so loving and so affectionate like that, you get so jaded by people, and kids are mean little fucking dicks.
Yeah.
And
You
when
know
you
what?
see things or somebody does something, or not even to you, to somebody else, it like hurts your heart.
Oh, yeah.
And you start to get jaded by people.
Yeah, that's true. But
Sensitive,
I,
yeah.
I still have somehow managed to hold on to like this, giving people the benefit of the doubt, seeing the good in people,
It's not easy.
believing that people are inherently good. Like I think I've always been able to hold on to that. Sure, I've
People
had times
lose that. People lose that.
People do lose
Yeah.
that, and I'm so grateful to hold on to it. I keep saying this. This has come up so many times this week. I don't remember even where I heard it, but it's somewhere. Someone said it. If you manage to hold on to your childlike enthusiasm, like it'll take you places, And that I feel like
right.
Yeah,
I
man,
feel like I
got
hold
it.
on to that.
Yeah.
I've been
too.
blessed to hold on to that. I feel like it's not me that's given me that. It's like something that I've been graced with.
Yeah, God.
Which is cool.
I think that's God. For me,
Totally.
that's God.
100%.
There's no reason for me to still have that childlike enthusiasm and hope. And
there's been
and
so much
looking
shit
for
that
the
has
best
happened in my
people.
life,
Yeah.
and like happened in my life, happened for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes things happen to you, but whatever.
I feel like Joe kind of looks for the worst in people.
A lot of people. Oh my God, it's very difficult. I find it as an adult like very difficult, particularly in relationships where people don't look at people that way, and they're like they think there's something fucking wrong with me because I'm like not jaded quite like most people
Right.
are.
Yeah, no, that's funny. No, I don't. There's a lot of people that have bad in them, but I believe that too, inherently good. It's just with some people, they get so jaded with life, they start to become that as like a protective mechanism.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like they build up these walls
Yeah.
and they wind up sealing themselves off to a lot of love because of that. And it's a
Absolutely.
deep, dark hole you get into.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So she obviously had a big impact on you, but you had that big heart. You feel like just born with it, or it was something that was like learned?
I guess probably learned, but as far back as I can remember, as far back as I can remember, really.
See, I think that all the stuff is inside of us. I think like throughout life, we just slowly remember it. Like our spirit is eternal, and it's immortal, and it's infinite. And we come into these human bodies, and our job basically on earth is just to live and remember our eternal knowledge, our eternal wisdom. And that's what we slowly do. And the people, the outside influences and everything, that all plays a huge part. And of course, God's grace, is everything when it comes to that.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, and I also am like kind of over the last long while now, I've kind of programmed to like see the good in myself, even because like I've definitely picked up. It's not just grandma that I inherited stuff from, obviously,
course.
And your
right?
brothers too.
Like, Oh, forget it.
I would imagine you're good at hockey. Are you good at hockey?
I wish I was good at hockey.
Basketball?
No, I
softball,
couldn't. I would never
sports?
listen to. I would never listen to a coach.
Fucking fishing.
But
Like
I found
crazy.
kettlebells, and I feel like I found my sport.
Brothers,
I
usually
know.
the girl is like really good at sports.
I know.
No, it was not my experience.
No?
No. I ran track, but I was like,
Well, track isn't really a sport. That's like
that's like running and passing a baton.
What do
It
you
was like
mean, dude?
it was like not real.
I play real sports. I'm not trying to give you the best at exercising. All right?
That's really good. I like that.
So, all right. So I have a question for you
Yeah.
because, I love that you said that because I love when I hear like self-made man or this and that. Like, I don't care how successful you are. I don't know about anybody else, but I was made by a lot of people, influenced by actors, right? Comedians, family members, like
Right.
people I look up to. All that stuff like molded me into this thing. I
Right,
feel
right.
like. But my question for you is because obviously, Justin from being in rehab and I know you from the rooms and stuff
El
like that.
Presidente.
And the thing is, like, I remember being younger and thinking that drug addicts and alcoholics just spontaneously combusted like that. It's just some fucking old guy with one tooth living under a bridge. Like, I don't think of him as a baby that, like, made some bad choices along the way.
It's crazy when
And
you
got
see that old guy under the bridge with
Yeah.
one tooth. He used to be like a playful little kid
Yeah.
that wants to go, oh, when's T-ball practice? Yay, mommy, I want some candy.
Absolutely. So my question to you is like, so you have this huge heart, you love people, you see the best in people, you have a good support system, you have your grandma, like things are pretty good, right? Like internally you said you didn't feel that great, like comfortable in your own skin and stuff like that. But do you remember, did it lead to your first drink or was your first drink just because you wanted a party? And then what was that like?
Well, I would say grandma was like the light, right? Grandma was like the light in my life. She was like the adult I could trust because I had a hard time trusting my parents because they were big fat liars. And I was like the kid that hid in the closet so I could hear what was actually going on. I just spoke about this the other day. There was like a lot of fighting. There was a lot of shit going on in the house. And the boys were always outside with the neighbors. They had their good friends lived on right next door and like on the block. So they were outside a lot and I was inside. And when they started getting caught up in the fighting, I don't think they even knew where any of us were, but they figured we were all outside. So I was like always inside, whatever. I always knew what was going on at a really young age. Like the stuff I shouldn't have been known. I shouldn't have known, you know?
Absolutely.
And just
You overhear it.
And I didn't, and then I continued to do that. And I remember this very clearly because I never wanted them to be able to lie to me. I knew they were going to lie to me, but I wanted to know the truth, you know? Because I was never going to get the truth because there was never any truth spoken ever.
No, and
it
the
was
fact
always
is
just right under the, you know.
And the fact is the truth a lot of times is a lot less painful than our own
Oh
imagination.
my God. So, right. But there was never any acknowledgement is a big thing, you know? And I noticed that today in my adult life and like how I've, been to therapy and learned about myself and all that stuff. That like acknowledgement is huge. If you could just acknowledge what's going on. So there was never any of that. Never speaking truth makes you sick, no matter where you are in life, no matter where you are.
Your soul.
When I was a kid, like, I was a little kid, however old it was.
So now
10,
I'm
11,
starting to
12
understand a little bit. Okay, so
Yeah.
So how old were you at this point?
I think I probably did. I did that for a few years, probably somewhere between like 8 and 11, something like that.
So when did you have your first drink?
I think I was 11 or 12.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is early.
Do you remember it?
Yeah.
What was that
It was
like?
disgusting. It was like
What was that like?
I remember there was always Rolling Rock in the fridge and
Rolling Rock.
Beck's. It was always like Rolling Rock, Beck's, and then there was like this disgusting bottle of gin that was like up hidden behind all the weird shit in the cabinet.
Gin. I had to stop drinking.
Gin's gross.
I had to stop
Yeah.
drinking gin at 16 because me and my buddy would get wild on it.
It
That
stings.
shit.
I
Like
mean,
it's a weird sting.
It's a different kind
Yeah.
of drunk.
Yeah.
It jacks
Love
you
the
up
effect.
on that. Yeah.
The taste was disgusting.
Yes.
Don't really remember what happened. My dad ended up leaving my house, became a very like everybody does whatever the hell they want. Nobody listens to anything. There was no conforming. There was no like listening. It kind of went from like sweet to not sweet at all, And
And this was you were like 11, 12?
yeah.
So you had friends that were drinking at 11, 12?
Yeah.
It's
We were like, let's
crazy.
try
My
it.
nephew's
Whatever.
11.
I know.
can't
My
even
nephew's
think
8.
of
And I'm
it.
like,
yeah,
I
dude.
can't
I lost
even-
my virginity at 11. What are you talking about?
Way.
I was 17.
I lost my
waited.
virginity at 15
I couldn't wait.
to
I was 17, yeah.
15 to a Colombian.
Imagine if I got introduced to internet porn. Who was the one? Well, who was the first one? Was it one of your friends or you that's like, yeah, I got this liquor in my fridge.
Oh,
you want to try it?
Me. Me.
And what was that like the first time you got drunk? Obviously, you didn't like the taste or anything, but like, what do you remember from it? Did it do anything for you?
I
Or
just
it was
remember
kinda
it being
whatever?
I remember it being disgusting, but I remember it being warm, and I remember it making us a little bit loopy, and I loved it.
It made you feel comfortable in your own skin?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it did for me.
Yeah, it's like did a little, I was
Gave me confidence.
like just loose, like just loose.
Yeah.
You
Just
know?
like, woohoo.
Like,
Yeah.
Hallelujah! What is this?
This is exactly who I want to be in this moment.
Right.
And how long
This
did
is-
that last?
And this
like,
is letting me. Yeah.
like, how long did this, you only drank every now and then at this age? I'm assuming you
Yeah, I
weren't like
was-
drinking every day at 11.
Like 11, no, yeah.
Going to the local
I remember
dive
playing
bar.
Hey Mister a lot. We had to play Hey Mister because we were so young,
Right.
you know. But my older brother, he's about 2 years older than me, and by the time I got to middle school, I can never remember how old you are in all these grades anymore.
I know. It's
But
hard.
Middle school, you're like
12,
13, 14, something like that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like I was smoking weed in the bathroom at my middle school, like by myself with my little
Fucking
I had my
badass.
little I was,
little bat?
Yeah.
Yeah,
My little, no,
yeah.
not even a bat. I called him Peanut. It was like a little baby bowl. It's
Oh,
like this
that's
big. It was so
cute.
cute.
Kids today, now they got vapes.
Yeah.
They could smoke weed anywhere they want with no smell.
They've been
They
doing
could
that
smoke
for
weed
years.
in
It's
class.
crazy.
That's cheating
Yeah.
to me.
They can smoke
That's
weed
It's not even. You don't even
class
have to
now.
try.
Yeah, no. And now it's like
Crazy.
not even cool because everybody
You don't have to
does it.
have paraphernalia anymore.
No,
I had
no.
so much paraphernalia.
Oh my God.
I loved
Right.
paraphernalia.
This is fascinating to me. So you started drinking and smoking weed at like 11, 12.
Yeah, I was
And
young.
you were still awesome at school.
No. That's when I stopped giving a shit about everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I was like,
And the plot
I would tell
thickens.
teachers, God,
Fuck off, dude.
pretty much. But like you said something before, and I don't remember exactly what it was. But my whole life, I've kind of flown under the radar. Like I've just been able to manipulate in just that gentle enough way that I fly under the radar, and people don't think much.
Slither your way around.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's what I did.
I never felt that way, but it was exactly what was happening.
I felt that way.
Yeah.
It was like, they can't catch me. It's just like swaying back
Let me just
and forth.
keep it lube
Because
up.
it's just like, I think about the past sometimes. Like my prom, I was so jacked up on so
forget
many
it.
drugs.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then,
forgot
but
about
I was
that.
dancing with the principal on like 6 pills of ecstasy, a bunch
yeah.
of cocaine,
Oh, yeah,
ketamine, and just
Right.
like, but having a good time, shaking
right.
my ass, and just like,
Yeah.
no problem. That's what I want to know for you, because for me, it was like, same thing. I was drinking earlier because I had a 2-year like older cousin, and we were just running mates, and we
Right.
would steal liquor out of my parents' liquor cabinet
yeah,
like,
yeah.
very early every other weekend,
Yeah.
do wild shit. But the progression for me was I started smoking weed around the same time, and then it was just off to the races in
Yeah.
middle school. Middle school was crazy because it was acid, mushroom, like just
Yeah,
started
that
to get into
time.
all that hard stuff, and then high school, and then. So, what was your progression like? Like, did you stick with the weed and alcohol for a little bit, or it was just rapid?
Yeah, well, I love the Adderall too. It was my friend, the guy.
doesn't?
I know, right?
Who
I mean,
doesn't?
seriously, it's like speed. I remember.
It's like
It's
meth.
It's meth. That's
and they're
exactly
just
what
like,
it is.
hey, I think it's a good idea to give this to kids.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Let's give it to all the children.
Genius
So
marketing
when
by the
they do
pharmaceutical
shit like
industry.
that, and then they give tickets for driving past the bus on the opposite road,
Right.
Don't tell me you care about the kids.
Right.
You fucking low
Yeah,
life.
give me a
That's right.
fucking
You
break.
want easy way to make
Right.
money.
They
That's
pump
right.
me
Shut
full
the
of
fuck up.
Ritalin and
Exactly.
Adderall.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
remember
Yeah.
that shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, my really close friend at the time, he had it because he had whatever the diagnosis.
Yeah.
I never got the diagnosis really
Parents think they're
legitimately.
doing the right thing. They don't know any better. The,
Right,
the
right,
doctors,
right. He
everyone
became
tells
like
them
a
it's the right
zombie,
thing.
and I was like, I'll take it. Like,
Yeah.
I'll take it. I love it. And yeah, it was like 8th grade. If you look at my 8th grade yearbook picture, I'm like, ding! It's like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I would eat so much
You
of it. And
gotta
I
find
found
that for
I
us.
found yeah, I will. I found the
Especially-
guy who would sell like the amphetamine salts instead of just the Adderall. So it was like
bath salt type
yeah,
shit?
the pink. No, I don't remember. I remember the guy.
Yeah.
I don't remember what everything was called and everything, but I just loved it so much. But I'd steal money from my dad so I could buy anything I wanted because I
Yeah.
felt like it was owed to me because he was such a dick.
I didn't get into Adderall until I was like in college
Right.
because high school was just cocaine, and then not
Yeah.
until college I got into Adderall. I didn't even know it was a thing, and I was
Right.
like, "Wait, I could take something that makes me smart."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I get some of that?
So if I sniff it, it makes me smarter faster.
Yeah, it goes right to your brain.
That's right.
Right to your brain.
Yeah.
So what year was that you started experimenting with the Adderall?
That was when I was I remember it was like 7th, 8th grade, and that carried out until at least the beginning of college. And I got college was college. I went to Nassau and I went non-matriculated. I took like an oceanology class.
Yeah, I did that.
Non-matriculated. What's that
Yeah.
word?
Non-matriculated means
Going
like
to random
you
classes
didn't-
with no major.
Oh.
It's fucking retarded. I did the same thing.
Oceanology?
Yeah.
Like social work 101 or something?
Now this is even funnier because picture her on Adderall, just running from class to club, fucking randomly, like no map whatsoever.
I took like one electrical engineering class and they had to wire everything together and solder shit together, and I was so good at it.
So you're on Adderall, you're running your ass off to all these fucking nonsense classes. Okay.
Yeah. But it was pretty much what I loved to stick with. And then eventually, it was actually once I started trying to get sober, I was like, Klonopin is lovely because I was anxiety ridden as shit because I was I stopped drinking.
Yeah.
This is a little further down the line. But then I just realized that worked very well until.
So why'd you try to get sober? Like what did something crazy happen? There must have been some kind of like horrible story that I got to get sober. This shit ain't fucking working out for me.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. There's many of them.
Give us one.
First time I realized that I had a drinking problem, or that I was so physically addicted was I was bartending, and it was like 8 o'clock. Start your shift at 8 to 4. You work
8 a.m.
No, 8 p.m.
That's a good group at a bar. 8 a.m. I love that group. That was me.
Yeah. And I started shaking. I was going through withdrawal DTs really bad, and I was like, I didn't know that was happening. Whatever, but I ended up going. I ran down in that bar basement. I remember, and I hit my knees, and I was just like begging God or something to help me because of the way I felt, as you probably know.
Right.
So it was the first time I realized I was 22 at that time. And then when I was 23, I started working in the union, and I got, it was a blast. Started working, started drinking with all the guys every day after work, and I got really, really sick. I mean, I was a mess as it was, but I got pancreatitis. Pancreatitis for the first time when I was 23. Damn. And I was in the hospital for like 2 weeks, and they told me I needed to stop drinking. It was alcohol-induced pancreatitis.
Well, alcohol affects women.
Alcohol is
it's
what
harder
brought you
for
to
women.
your knees in the first place.
Yeah.
Alcohol affects, like, it's stronger. Women get more organ damage.
Yes, 100%.
Men can get it too, but it's just easy. The enzymes in your body don't break down alcohol as well as a male.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, and I didn't drink lightly at all. Like I was a heavy hitter. Like it was obnoxious.
Yeah.
Well, especially when you get Adderall, cocaine.
Yeah, you
crystal
can consume so much more.
That'll get you going. Yeah, it's a nice cocktail.
But now you're consuming more. Otherwise, you would pass out or just get drunk and stop drinking. And maybe you wouldn't fucking destroy your liver and other things.
Right.
But because
keeps you going.
Double time. Mm-hmm. So sorry.
So that was like my first thing that happened as a result. But I still didn't. I was like, no way. Like no way. There's just I don't know what I thought. I don't know if I can remember exactly what I thought, but that continued, and that happened maybe 4 or 5 more times. I was in the hospital, not as long because we knew what it was, and it wasn't as whatever. It wasn't as, I knew what to do. I couldn't eat. I just knew how to. I started to learn how to live with it, and got a DUI somewhere in between there. Got shoved in the back of a car, thrown into my first rehab somewhere in there between 23. I got sober when I was 26. So in that 3 years, I went to a bunch of rehabs. Tons of detoxes, lots of hospital stays.
When were you president? When I met you, what rehab was that for you?
2017. That was 28-day stay. Second, I only did 2 28-day stays, but I might have met you. Was the first time you went to LICR? Do you remember if it was April 2017 or was it? No, we were both in there.
Kidding me?
We were both in there.
Remember? I went to 10 rehabs and like 10,000 detoxes. I can't fucking remember.
Wait, I think
it's out of my mind the entire time.
You know what I did? I remember now because I went to LICR for 1 week for detox.
Yeah.
I left, went back to work. Everything was lovely, and then I think I got laid off at work, and I was like, I'm going to follow the sun, and I booked a solo trip to Cabo. And I went on like a 1-woman honeymoon to Mexico, and it was a fucking disaster.
That was what you did out of rehab? That's fucking that. Did your counselor suggest
awesome.
that? You know what I want you to do? You're getting out of rehab tomorrow, so here's what I think. Buy a ticket to Mexico by yourself.
That's wild.
See what happens.
All right, real quick. Tell us a story about Mexico.
Yeah, oh my God, if I could remember any of it,
Oh my God.
But no, somewhere in there, from going to... You know how when you get the DUI, you got to go to all the outpatient shit? You got to go to all the...
No, I always ran away from the cops.
Exactly.
Got away.
Okay, well, good for you. But I was in this system because I got the DUI, so I was like, I had to keep going to this program and peeing in the cups and doing all the things.
Yeah.
And so I was going to 12-step, but I wasn't doing anything. I was just going there. And so I didn't change anything. So I wasn't experiencing any relief, you know? So that's when I went to the doctor and I started getting the Klonopin, and then I was like, oh, I could also take some Adderall. So then,
Well, yeah,
I
I mean, what's Klonopin without Adderall?
Yeah, so I was just
Come
like
on.
speed bowling every day. But I had like that anxiety where I couldn't
Sober.
I couldn't.
California sober.
It's hard too.
Yeah,
when
Julia's sober.
you're taking medication, it's like
It's like New Mexico sober.
I got
Well, it
my
started
name on it. I got my name on
work
it.
started to make me really nervous. Like when I wasn't drinking, I didn't have any balls. Like I couldn't do all the things that I needed to do. I needed to go down into these deep shafts. I needed to go up on these high bridges, and I was like, "Fuck no!" I was like, I can't do any of it.
Right.
So,
You need to go on like a really high bridge and balance
that
the
was-
thing. Yeah, you need some drugs.
On the bridge.
You need something.
Even like
Right.
even when I drive over the bridge, now
Right.
I just drive without my seatbelt on. But I used to like take my seatbelt off because in my head, like if something happens, the bridge blows up or
Get
I
out of there
fall
quicker.
off, I don't want
Yeah.
to be trapped in my seatbelt.
Right.
Like
It takes a long time to
I'll
take
kick
that
it out
seatbelt
like
off.
Vin Diesel and
Oh, I
ride
always-
the fucking car into the ocean.
I always think I'm going to survive if I like.
Of course.
like always.
But why wouldn't you think
Yeah.
that? What's the alternative? I'm gonna fucking die a horrible death.
Right.
It's so true. I have like this I still think I'm like a little bit invincible.
Oh, absolutely.
But like in a good way now, I guess.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I'm strong enough to survive. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I fucking work my ass off. You survive. Survival of the fittest.
Right.
That's right.
You know.
Yeah.
That's crazy though. So
Yeah.
you took a trip to Mexico by yourself.
Oh, yeah,
Then
yeah.
you started getting on the Klonopins and
Yeah.
Adderall
Well, I was
again.
already on it. Yeah. Because I remember I left my whole supply there, and it was.
You leave
horrible.
rehab, you go to Mexico by yourself,
Yeah.
Anything
take
fun that you
Klonopin and
remember in
Adderall.
Mexico? Or any crazy?
Just a lot of. I got my hair braided, and I left the resort. I left the resort with the guy who worked there. I remember he was like a nice guy. I don't know how.
Was
It
he a
wasn't
male
safe.
prostitute?
It wasn't safe.
No?
I don't know. I
It definitely wasn't
pretty
safe,
much the
but
entire.
it worked out.
had like a bathtub in my, like it was like a one woman honeymoon. Like I had like a honeymoon suite.
You got the honeymoon suite?
Not
That's
really,
a
but
heart-shaped
it
bed?
That's
looked
pretty
like-
sick.
It was cool.
Yeah, that's
it was cool.
pretty
I
sick.
figured, I deserve
Treat
this.
yourself.
Yeah, you deserved it.
I could never drink again.
It was-
Fuck.
You just
I
spent
gotta go out with a
28
bang.
days in rehab.
Yeah.
You deserved a Mexican vacation
That's
by
right. It
yourself.
It makes sense to people like us. A normal person hears that and they're like, "What the fuck's wrong with this
Right.
woman?" But I get it.
Yeah. I mean, what else were they going to do? I had time off.
Yeah, you're all cracked out of your mind on Adderall and
They
Ritalin.
gave me
and
35
fucking
days, and I
Klonopin.
only stood 28
Yeah.
days, so
Yeah.
I'm going to spend 7
Going
days
all
in Mexico.
inclusive. There wasn't, honestly, I couldn't even tell you good stories from Mexico.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
So when you get back from Mexico, like,
Yeah, I
at
landed
any
in-
point, are you like, I got a problem. I got to figure it out, but I don't know how, even though people are telling you exactly how.
Yeah. Yes, correct. I just didn't believe it.
Right.
I didn't believe it.
Get a sponsor, get a home group, get a
Yeah.
commitment, go to meetings,
Yeah,
follow the steps.
Not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me, right?
More work?
It worked.
Yeah. I don't know how to do that, tell the truth, but,
Yeah.
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
That was the
Yeah.
hardest part. I was such a good liar. How am I going to give up the best thing I'm
Right. Why would you waste that
That's
skill?
the thing I'm the best at. I have to
Yeah.
give it up now.
Master manipulator, right? Yeah. And then soon later, I landed in rehab. I don't know if it was when I met you the first time or the second time.
Probably. I mean, who really knows?
What led
There was
to
a bunch of repeat offenders. We were a lot of frequent flyers. We were in there.
Recidivists. Yeah, we were recidivists.
So, okay. One thing I want to know, and then I want to get to like that ending story, rock bottom, that took you to the last rehab and how you got sober and stayed
Well,
sober
we're
today.
almost there, I think.
Yeah, but and that's why like one of the things, because look, if it wasn't fun, we wouldn't have got ourselves into trouble, right? But we crossed that line at some point, and it wasn't fun anymore. But it didn't matter because we found our love. Like
Yeah.
why are you look? You're not out looking for love if you found it already.
Right.
To me, drugs and alcohol are my first love.
Me too.
Because I was a
100%.
selfish prick and I was always in a relationship, thought I loved people, but love is give and take. I gave that shit everything and it took everything. Like that was the first. But in the past, there was good times. And some of those good times are what kept me out there because I was trying to relive those good times. And I think
Yeah.
that's important to get to too, before we get to the final kind of rock bottom story that got you into rehab and put you in a different direction. But do you have a story like that you remember that was just like almost like movie-like, like you were so fucked up, but everything was just falling into the right place, music was right, people were right, guy was right, like just those stories that you just like, that's one of the things that kept me going back is trying to relive that moment.
Yeah. This one time comes back. I had a lot of friends that never ended up in places like I did. And we used to have a really good time together. It was like we'd all in the backyard. We loved to set shit on fire, but like for some reason,
Love burning shit.
yeah, it was
much.
always so much
So
fun.
much
fun.
All the boys,
It's such a primal
we
instinct.
Yeah, we loved Sailor Jerry. We loved
Fire
hanging
Shit,
out and
melting shit. Melting shit was fun too.
yeah, we just loved it. For some reason, everything would go up in flame.
Yeah.
And
I don't get it,
but it was
I
so
love it.
much fun. Yeah, and it was like
Yeah.
such a family, like sort of brother. There's so many of the boys, you know.
Yeah,
Like I said, all my brother's friends. And
So the sports didn't stick, but the pyromania did. I knew something had
yeah,
to
they
stick.
were
stick.
sick, man.
Yeah.
I watched them do some sick shit. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Boys are fucking
They're
stupid.
crazy.
Oh, I got in
Oh
so
my
much
God.
trouble for being a pyro. So
Yeah.
much.
I used to spray my whole desk with cologne and throw a match and light the whole thing on
Yep.
fire.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So,
But I remember when there was one time when I was, many times of trying to stick and stay, and we went to like Mulcahy's one night, and it was everybody was there.
Mulcahy's.
Mulcahy's, and it was I don't remember what the hell it was.
I love
but,
that place.
But it was, but the whole gang was there, and it was somebody's birthday, and it was so fun. I think it was my friend Frank's birthday,
Mulcahy's always
and we
fun.
had so much fucking fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to the bar. Off to the races I was, but like just trying to chase that old, like that connection. Like I can connect with those people today, but like I couldn't at that time. I felt so out of place. I couldn't.
You couldn't without that.
Right, without
Yeah.
the substance, without the drink. In another area of my life, like I was dating a guy when I started working in the union, the guy I met at work. And we fell madly in love. We drank the same. We just loved each other. We fell in love so hard. And
that's the
You
best.
had
and
me
we
at
were
Hennessy.
like, and then we were running around. Then we went from one job. We worked up in Westchester on the Tappan Zee, and then we moved to then we were working on the Upper East Side, and we were just like running around the city, and it was like it was so glamorous, and we were fucking disaster. We would be like fucking slamming up against the walls at work, and these like, as you can imagine, like construction sites, not a nice, sexy place to be.
But that's still
like
hot.
it was so
Extremely
hot.
sexy, yeah. You kidding me?
It was,
A terrorist could blow up this bridge anytime and we're making love. Isn't that erotic?
Right. Not
Yes.
not a sexy place. It's like a Wendy's bathroom.
I don't know.
It was-
fucking Baconator and sex, dude.
Yeah, I guess it is. You know what? You're right.
Forget
When
it.
you're right, you're right. When you're right, you're right.
George Costanza's wet dream.
yeah, I definitely chased that. I guess you could say I chased that. I never really thought about it like that.
But that's-
totally. You
right?
know, that it was just that ecstasy. Like
Yes.
that. There's nothing you can replace that with.
No.
The combination, forget it.
Ecstasy.
No, just
MDMA?
Just love it.
yeah, just
Love it.
like the whole package.
Yeah.
Because when you're on substances and certain substances too, it's like things are enhanced to a point, and you get used to that enhancement, and it's
Yeah.
it's
You
I feel
almost
like, I felt
Yeah.
found
yes,
in him.
and it's literally like you're starring in your own movie.
Yeah.
That's what it feels
Yes,
like.
yes.
It
And I
feels
love
like-
myself.
Yeah,
I
of
love-
course.
I love watching my movie.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, this is
this is the
exactly what I
best.
wanted to happen.
I'm the hero, the villain, and I'm winning an Oscar.
Oh, by the way, I wrote it and directed it too. So, but that's why like I want to bring that up because that's important. Like that's to me that was an important piece of
Right.
because my friend always used, dude, you gotta move on. Like I couldn't let go of even the good things. Like one of the biggest problems is we can't let go of things, right?
Oh my
good
God,
or
it's
bad.
not-
We
so
hold
not my
shit.
forte.
No, but the good things, like,
I feel like other people are so much better at it than me.
oh my god, yeah.
I'm like, but how?
Yeah. But the other part is like there was so many good times we got used to like this is life. And that's why when everybody else grew up and all of a sudden they couldn't go out or couldn't do things because they were with their families or jobs, I was like, oh, what? Why?
Yeah.
I want to play.
Right.
I want to play.
Yeah.
So
All my friends have kids and are married. It's so fucking annoying. I'm like, dude, just get away from them for a little bit. Fucking watch the game. Like, what the fuck? Oh, I got to take my kid to soccer practice. Shut the fuck up. Get him an Uber.
shitty that you really great dad.
Yeah. You shitty friend now that you're a great dad.
Their whole
So-
life to be a dad.
But though, to me, like those things kept me going back because I was trying to relive those moments and I couldn't just move on. And life's glorious now. Like I didn't think my friend used to say it to me all the time, bro. You could have a whole new chapter, a whole different life, and I just didn't get it. I'm like, no, I want that one.
Yeah.
because that was hot and
Yeah,
sexy
right.
and cool, and I was
Yeah.
just like, but I was sadly mistaken what the last 10 years looked like for a while.
Delusional. Yeah, we were
Just a
delusional.
little bit.
Of course, like it's not cool when you're alone, just
Right.
fucking dogging out. So,
Right.
so those stories, and thank you for sharing that. Those are really, really good stories. And now, like, What was it like though, that path to that last rehab when you finally were like, I'm fucked and I need to just shut up and do what I'm told, type of thing?
Yeah, for me, it was a lot of physical illness. Like I was
Well, you had the
falling
pancreatitis
apart.
too.
Yeah, well, the pancreatitis just kept coming. Like it was like once it happens, I don't really know. A lot has been removed from it for a while, but like once it happens, it's really easy for it to come back almost. And especially if you don't stop drinking, because they say you cannot drink. Like you're more
susceptible to it.
Right. So it would just happen like every few weeks, like it would, and I would stop drinking for like 2 weeks or something the first time. And then
they're telling you like, if you drink, you're going to die. You're like, yeah, all right, I'll take 2 weeks off.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
That should heal it.
And it just kept going and going. So like for me, it was a lot of like, I felt like I was going to die. Like I really felt like I was going to die and like morally bankrupt in ways, and like, but like just a shell of who I was. And I just remember so many times being over the toilet, like not even to be able to puke, but like just I thought I was going to die, like in the bathroom.
Yep.
Like I really thought I was going to die in the
me
bathroom.
too.
I remember when I called the last time, I was like, I'm going to die.
Yeah,
and I never
dying.
talked like that because I've been in them so many times, the detoxes, all the things. That time it was like, I need to go because I had been to LICR before. I knew Patrick who worked there. He was a TA at the time. Do you remember him?
Yes, of course.
I love that guy. He touched my heart when I met him the first time, and I'm hearing a story.
Patrick's a good guy.
And I needed him to bring me in. I needed him to bring me in. Like I just remember, like it was the only person I felt safe enough with to, like bring me into because I was scared shit, as we are, right? We drink the whole way out there, scared shit.
Right.
And he came out and I couldn't even stand up. He wheeled me in. He brought me out the wheelchair and brought me in.
When you went that time, obviously it was kind of like a buildup of you just getting sick and finally it being like, oh, this is enough, right?
Yeah,
But were you still sold on the idea, or you were just like, okay, so
No.
you were just like, shit, I got to do something.
I had no idea it would be the last time I went in there. I had no idea.
So what are the things that you heard this time around in rehab that just hit different this time for some reason? Like what were the things that led you to stay an extra day and get bought in more and more each day?
Not go to Mexico the day you got out.
Not the brightest idea I've ever had.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I remember Steve with the arm would always say like, your best thinking got you here.
Dude, Steve is a legend from LSU. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah,
He
me
used
too.
to always pick me up every time I went he drove the van, and then he became my counselor, and he got
so
me
cool.
elected president.
Yes. And you were president.
You were president too?
I was president too, yeah.
Oh my
But
God.
I ran a more of a Stalinist regime. It was like iron fist.
I was pretty loosey-goosey,
No, you were
probably.
cool. You were cool
Yeah.
as shit. I was more like Stalin. I would yell at everyone, shut the fuck up, we're starting
Yeah.
this fucking meeting right now.
That sounds right.
Did he AMAs like 3 days later and gets into a cop chase
Drinking
drunk?
hand sanitizer out of the fucking
No
hallway.
joke. I feel really bad about that. I do. Like I a lot of fucking. did not take it seriously, and I may have killed people. I'm like, very serious about that.
Maybe you saved a couple of people too, even though you went out. You don't know that.
I would like to think that, but I mean,
Good.
I know.
Let's think that.
You don't
Let's
know.
just also acknowledge the fact that I had 3 roommates.
Oh, you were in one of those.
Yeah, 2 of them are dead.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
but that happens a lot.
Yeah, that happens a
That's
lot.
like when they say
I've
like
had
you got to
roommates
step
that
over
died
the over the bodies. It's people, unfortunately, that pass, and also people that just don't get it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
But going back to Steve and the rehab.
Steve's a
Yeah.
man.
So the best way I could think to describe it, and I remember, like, I can still remember it so clearly, like metaphorically being dragged through there in like a good way, through like I was just like I was like in sheets almost, and like was being dragged to each of these freaking groups, right?
Yeah.
And you meet all these different people because different people bring meetings in, and
LICR, it's a rehab that we were at. Yes.
Yeah.
It was a good.
it was
place.
amazing. It was amazing. I had a beautiful experience. I remember when, I forget what I asked her, but Patty was my counselor, and she...
I had every counselor, but yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
I went to
and she told me to, I forget what it was. And she told me to, go outside and count the fish in the pond.
Yeah, the koi pond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was such a good thing that she told me to do that. It was like,
weird.
it occupied my mind so beautifully.
Is it weird that I miss it a little bit?
I understand. I'm like, sometimes I just want to go back to rehab. I get it.
Like,
Totally.
I would love to just spend like a weekend in rehab.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I miss
Me
it
too.
a little
Me
bit
too.
at LICR.
100%.
Not any rehab, but
No,
LICR.
Yeah, specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. But I just met people along the way. I remember one guy said that he suggested to extend your treatment when you get out of here, right? And there's always like
not
that.
go to Mexico.
Right, correct. To extend your treatment, like
Right.
do different things.
Ah.
And
Makes sense.
yeah, so in there, you know how when you're in treatment and you like kind of bond with people about something you have in common. So like I would bond with
Yeah.
the union guys. Like I felt like that connection to them because we had the same job or we had
Right.
the same work environment.
Right.
And so when I started to see them, this was like God works through other people, right? Like started to see them. I would never thought I would do anything but go maybe to grandma's or back home. Home was a very toxic place. Oh, yeah. Not even for me, but like, I didn't even get into that, but like everybody was doing stuff. But at least my older brother was bad, heroin addict, loved ecstasy, all the hard drugs and stuff. So it was very hard.
Not a good environment.
Not a good environment. Right,
recovery.
Right.
I mean, probably a little bit better than Mexico, but not the best environment.
I love that you guys know that now. So they started to talk about going into sober living. And they were going up in Yonkers and like all these different places. And I never thought a place like that would be for a person like me. But when I started to say that they were going to do it, my ears started to open a little bit more. And I met a woman who ran a house. She brought a meeting in, interviewing a younger girl who was there at the time. And, she was from Queens. The house was in Freeport. So when I heard her speak, whatever, it ended up being like I was trying to sell this place to this young girl. She was like 19 or something. She was like the youngest girl in the treatment center. And like 2 days before I left, I ended up calling her. Like I wrote her number on my shoe. I never forget. Like I had these shoes from Payless on, these really bright green shoes. And I wrote her number, the woman who came in, number on my shoe. And I ended up calling her because I watched all these other guys who I felt like had a similar life than me start to go into these houses. And I didn't know what the plan was. I didn't know, But like you said before, like I didn't know that it was going to be different when I left there. I didn't know. But
you don't have to know. You just got to take the suggestion, move into the sober house, take that day.
That's what I did.
That's what you're doing today.
Right.
You're not drinking. You're not using drugs. You're going to a sober house today. And then when you wake up the next day, that's what you worry about the next day.
Right.
That's it.
But when you were at the sober house, right, that same snowballing effect happened. Like you started going to meetings right away.
Right away.
Did you kind of dive in both feet? Was that the point when you went to the sober house where you were like a little bit more bought in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because throughout the time I was in LICR, I was just like, you have those family groups, like those bridge groups where the family comes in, you sit on one side, whatever.
Yeah,
and I stood up. Yeah.
Everyone cries.
Stood up and like, I remember my mom and my grandma came and I stood up and told them, I don't remember what I said exactly, but I was shaking, trembling like I never had in my life. Like just trying to speak up for myself, Like I needed
to live somewhere else.
Yeah, that I had to live somewhere else.
No one ever visited me. I just realized it. 10 rehabs.
Right, who cares? It's not about you.
You are such an asshole. So that was like really different, right? And I love that I still have all these notebooks everywhere. Like I see them every so often. I feel like open them one day. But like the stuff that I was going to say, because I could never remember. I had to write it down, or at least little pieces. And so that was like I had the courage to do that. Like God was like shaking the truth out of me, I feel like at that time. And then so I moved into the house and it was very serious about recovery. You had to go to meetings every day. I didn't have a car anyway, but like you couldn't have a car. You couldn't work. You needed to just go full into recovery.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of support in that. There was, I remember I showed up with my like plastic bags and stuff and this woman opened the door. And I'll just never forget it, It's like the beginning of my next chapter of life that I didn't even know was going to happen,
That's beautiful. Yeah,
that's
the
most
amazing.
beautiful freaking thing that's ever taken place in my life.
You had like a good sober house where you had good women that were doing the right thing. And
incredible.
Like, that's huge.
Yeah, it was really good.
That's so important. Some of these sober houses are fucking shit shows.
It's so
Me
true.
and Joe got lucky too with our sober house.
So
fucking
lucky.
miracle.
It's unbelievable. And I'm so happy for you guys too, because it's the single-handedly the thing that changed my life more than anything yet so far.
Yeah.
And I know that God gave me the grace to do that. Like it gave all the courage and everything. And I made the choice to stay again and again and again. But yeah, I stayed there for like just shy of 2 years, and it was unbelievable.
And where are you now? You're in recovery, you're helping others, you're sponsoring people. It's like, it's still like you didn't take your foot off the gas.
No.
You still work it like your life depends on it.
I do. But you know what? It's funny that you say that because just yesterday I went to a meeting and the speaker was like super enthusiastic, just what I needed to hear. I had no idea how bad I needed to hear what he had to say. And I've just been meeting this new girl, not sponsoring her, just as a sport. And we click really well. Like, you just meet, like, doesn't happen for me often.
She's just out of rehab?
No, she didn't even go. But she's like within her first month. But she's showing up all the time. But like, we just click. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like, I haven't found a ton of people like that I click with just naturally. Like, I don't have I have a lot of acquaintances. I'm friendly. If you guys see me around, you guys know how I am. Like, I'm friendly with everybody.
But
I'm not going, nobody's coming over my apartment. Like,
I have a very few people.
You're talking about people that you just like, I get you, you get
Yes,
me.
yes.
It doesn't even have to be words and explanations.
Exactly.
It's just like a
trust. There's like a trust.
Right.
There's an understanding.
Yeah, I call it soulmates, like
100%.
because it is.
I
and I
agree.
used to feel like weird about like calling another guy my soulmate, but my cousin was this guy. Like
100%.
our
Right.
story of meeting each other, you know.
Yeah.
Right. So I get it. I
yeah.
get it.
You know, and I had a little bit of that in the house, but not a lot. But this girl that I just started meeting at meetings, you know, like we hear so much that like the new person helps us more than we're helping them when we're you know getting together.
Definitely.
But like to really, you know how you hear 100, we hear all the typical things that we hear, but you don't really, until they like hit you, until like you have the experience. Like I just had such a profound experience yesterday. I was like just telling her, like, you have no idea how much you're helping me. Like I've been going to more meetings and seeing more new people and seeing what they're doing. Like they're getting after the recovery. And they're like, you know, the new guys are linked up with the guys, and they have all these little meetups, and they do all these things,
right,
and they're like, and like really
They
witnessing
got a fire
it.
under their ass.
Yeah, really witnessing it because you know, they've entered my world, they've entered into my life, and like seeing this girl, and I'm just like, holy shit! I didn't even know that I was like a little bit. I've been showing up, but I haven't been like in it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I get it. I was just there
I'm like,
a year ago.
I'm like, holy shit.
And that's why we go for the newcomers to remember that spark we once had.
And I know
why.
that. Like, I know that in my mind. But like,
we know a lot of things.
I didn't know that I didn't know that like I had gone over here. Like, I didn't even realize, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy, you know, how like.
you just drift. They
You just
call
drift.
it like floating out of the
my
top.
circle's small, but like then my circle stops, you know, going around and like.
You stop
just so grateful.
fellowshipping.
Yeah.
You just like stop doing the little things.
The little things. Or like
that
giving
kept
people a
life
ride or like just
exciting.
doing inconvenient shit for other people. Because that's what it's about.
Oh yeah,
You know?
and within that inconvenient shit that we have in our head, like
Yeah. It's
amazing
the thing that helps us
beauty
more than
comes out of
anything.
it. Absolutely,
Yeah.
and just amazing conversations.
Yeah.
So just
Connections.
and just being there, and you're like, why don't I do this more? And then I fucking pull the covers over. I hide in my room, and then
Exactly.
I'm like, why doesn't
Lock
anybody
the
like
door.
me? Yeah, I have no
You gotta
friends. You
keep doing
fucking
service.
idiot.
Yeah.
Not
It's so
just doing
weird.
service,
Nobody
like make
invites
phone
me
calls.
anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Like
Yeah, but
call
that's
your friends.
service to
Call, like,
yourself, service to others.
everything.
Speaking of
Right.
service to others, we were supposed to have Sal on as a guest.
Right.
He's been missing for a while now. We don't.
Has anybody heard from Sal?
We do not know where he is.
Yeah, we thought the Russians got him. Then we thought maybe it was China. And now I'm thinking aliens. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Maybe
but
he went down the porn.
I was going to say
rabbit hole.
UFO porn.
Yeah.
I've lost a lot of good men to
Yeah,
the porn
yeah.
rabbit hole.
To the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I've lost a lot of good
rabbit hole.
men to the rabbit hole. I'll
Because
tell you
we
that
do
right
not
now.
know where he is. He's not answering texts, not answering his calls. I went to the police and I filled out a report. Like he's missing.
We had an Amber Alert on him for a while.
We did.
Oh,
We did.
Sal.
Yeah, you didn't get that on your phone?
Such a
We were
sweet
going to put
kid.
an ad on milk cartons, but apparently they don't do that
They don't do
anymore.
that
since the
anymore?
internet.
No,
Nobody
Yeah.
drinks milk anymore.
Yeah, I
I do.
crush milk
I
on
love
a daily.
milk.
Me too. I'm going
You
home
ever do the
tonight.
raw milk?
No.
I love
haven't
raw
gotten
milk.
to that.
Not
Kefir.
yet.
You
Too.
actually put the
Kefir.
teeth in your mouth and just suck on it?
You could. That's
that-
straight from
is
the
that
teeth.
raw milk?
That's straight from the teeth.
I'll
But
do
you could
that.
just- You could
I'll
just
do
buy it
that.
in a quart. In a carton.
Usually you have to pay extra for that kind of action.
Yeah.
So
You do.
I'll take that
You do.
milk all day. No, but like
Sal's-
tonight,
yeah, he's
tonight
missing.
when I go home, I'm definitely I'm taking down 2 frozen cow ice cream sandwiches and about a 16-ounce glass of cold milk.
Oh my gosh.
Frozen
Yeah,
cow.
yeah, frozen cow. A beautiful
Yeah.
place to live.
What's
You don't know
the
anything
flavor
about it.
of the ice cream sandwich?
It's salted caramel is the ice cream, but Oreo cookie fucking
Frozen. Is that diet ice cream for
No,
No.
Frozen Cow.
chicks.
Frozen Cow is the elite ice
Elite.
cream in Long Beach. It's the one that's a little bit
Elite.
down
Oh, I
from
love that
Marvell.
place.
Marvell
Yeah. Oh,
is
now you love
entirely
it.
overrated. if you ask me.
Wait,
next
so-
to Marvell, yeah.
I love the Sal and ice cream talk. Believe me, I could talk about that all day.
Yeah, but
However,
let's
I
continue.
want because I love that you talked about like getting back in it because a lot of people float at the top. I've been guilty of that. I say it. I'm
Yeah.
pretty honest about it. My recovery is not just some straight trajectory upwards. It's a fucking crazy stock that you would never invest in.
Right.
Because it's up and down. And I try. And the one thing I do perfect is, okay, not pick up and keep on reflecting and getting better and not getting so down on myself. But I love that you brought up because it's the difference between being on the beam and off the beam. And you don't even notice it sometimes because you do float it. It's not like things are bad.
That's exactly what I was just going to say.
And that's what's scary.
It's like I've done incredible things in the last year and a half, 2 years. So much good has happened. You know, I've climbed the ladder at work. I'm like, I got my own crew. Like I have all these things, and like everything's been good, and I've been connected to my people. But like just because I'm connected to my people doesn't mean that I'm
in it.
Yes,
Yes.
you know, and
Really.
which is a big eye opener for me. And this is just like it's been the last few days, but like just yesterday, you know,
That's awesome.
and it's such a gift. But I'm like, holy shit.
Oh, yeah. Like, how'd that happen?
I know.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, but that's good because you take a breath, you get back in
Right.
it. And that's the idea of behind not picking up. It's like you're still moving
God knows what
forward.
we need. Like he put these people in my life so that I could see it, So like,
You just got to be
Absolutely.
present in
Right?
each moment.
Exactly.
You've got to
Aware.
put everything
Right.
there,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
if you're
Yes.
present and aware to notice it and to
that's the gift.
yeah,
That's the gift.
that's
I'm like,
the part.
thank
God's
you, God.
always there. It's whether we let him in and whether we trust him and whether we acknowledge his existence and the way he communicates to us through other people.
If you take like 5 minutes to
Yeah.
just like stop. If I could take 5 minutes to stop thinking about myself,
Be mindful.
Well, that's exactly. And that's what I want to go to. Two more questions. One is when I like came into sobriety, like my faith had to be built through a process of like action on my part and awareness of signs and things along the way.
Yeah.
And I heard something early in recovery because I was listening to a lot of motivational videos. I was fucking studying Buddhism, Taoism, Judaism. I was just going like trying to find God because I was brought
Right.
up Catholic and I had a big resentment against the Catholic Church and God in general. I wanted to be fed like good information, and I was curious. And I heard a guy say like, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking back. But when you allow yourself that time to reflect and connect those dots and how you're here, that gives you faith that somewhere along the line, the dots will connect in the future, right? And that just like clicked for me because I started reflecting back on my life and how many close calls I had. I mean, shit, I wrote them down one day because I want to either write a book or just tell a story, or just whatever, like reflect on them. And it's fucking wild. And I saw God the whole time with me, and that helped build my faith. So what I want to know from you is like, what was that like when you started really trusting your faith, like looking at those, because I feel like a lot of us, that's why it says came to believe, like, wasn't like we just bought in right away with the God thing. But for a lot of us, even if we were raised with God, and I had a great mom who said, you don't have to go to confession. You don't need to confess to a middleman your sins. God's everywhere.
Right.
God's in your heart. I had a mother that was going to be a nun before she met my fucking father. And that poor woman, the crazy family she produced.
Wow.
But she always
Oh my
told
God,
me
and
that.
you're her son?
Oh my God. And yeah.
Your mom was going to be
God
a
bless.
nun, and you were her son? Is that so? God has a sense of humor as well. I think we figured that
100%.
out.
He's a funny bastard.
yeah.
But so I want to know from your perspective, like, what did you see that kind of just started building your faith, looking back, all that reflecting? What were the connections you made?
Oh my God. Well, I'd say it's all through other people, just witnessing other people. Like that's how I started to see what was going on. I have my experience was that it was like I was cracked open, right? And I always talk about like this, and I don't know what cracked me open. I don't know what it was. There was this willingness. You guys know the deal. Like there was this touch of willingness that there could be a less exhausting way to live, And I was like cracked open, and there was like this little bit of light, this little bit of light. Like I was in this dark hole, and there was this little bit of light, and there was like strands of cobwebs, whatever it was, like this, just so vivid, and like
Tiny little bit of light.
Tiny little bit of light,
Is enough
just a
to-
crack,
That's all it
just
takes.
a crack,
For a dark room. Yeah.
and that was like what I was experiencing while I was metaphorically being dragged through
Right.
all the treatment and just showing up and saying yes instead of saying no, like I always did.
So important, just showing up.
Right. Just
People
bring
don't
your body,
understand that.
bring your body,
Showing
the mind
up
will follow,
is-
bring your
yeah.
body, bring your body, and once I got to that house, cause like it was hard not to feel that love, like a loving force in that, because when you walk in the door and it was just like it looked like a very lived, it wasn't like white walls with nothing on the walls. It was like lived in grandma's house, beautiful, everything
Like
loved,
warm.
cared for.
Like that same kind of
this
warmth
is your
your grandma-
home.
yeah,
Like this
yeah,
is
yeah.
not, you're not like, you're a guest here, but like this is your home,
What are you, too good for your home?
So that was like that. It was so powerful that
Yeah.
that was like, it was undeniable for me, for where I was at. Like that love came in through that little cracked hole in the light, whatever. And
Yeah, don't Google that. Cracked
just-
hole.
don't
That's
do
a
that.
rough one.
No, it won't be lovely. And
I'd say Google it.
yeah, when I get home, and just it was all through other people and just witnessing them. Like for me in my journey of recovery, I didn't have the punishing God. I wasn't angry. I wasn't. It just wasn't. That wasn't my experience.
It just wasn't that strong, your relationship with God.
No,
until you came
no,
into
no.
recovery.
I would get like
So
really, I would get like really
not
high.
believe in him.
No, I
Okay.
get like really high on my runs and like look at the nature and be like, oh my
I know,
God.
me too. Yeah, but
oh my God.
I was always a spiritual
I was like, there's got to
being.
be something.
Well, that when I break it down to its simplest form, I was always looking for a higher power.
Yeah.
I was always curious and spiritual,
Yeah.
you know, just in my own
I
way. That's
tried
why I
to be,
love
like, chill.
mushrooms and acid and
Right.
shit.
Yeah,
and tripping
shrooms
out.
and
Like,
acid
oh my
got
God.
me to that point.
Yeah,
or
of
like
course.
temporarily. Like
I was Nostradamus
yeah.
and fucking.
I was seeing Fibonacci sequence in my
I was
balls.
a philosophers and stuff like
everything.
Yeah, crazy. But no,
Yeah.
so like the point being is like I was always seeking that higher power, right? That spirituality, that out of body experience, getting out of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the last thing I want to ask you, because I don't think we've touched on it enough with some of our guests, the steps, right? And what happens through the process of going through the steps. And again, it's the steps of AA, but we're going to talk to a lot of people, not just addicts and alcoholics. People struggle, you know, and that's why
Yeah.
there's so many spiritual books, self-help books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is like, that's all to really like reflect on your life, right? Come to terms with the past, acceptance, right? And also seeing the spots where you want to change, seeing the spots that maybe you don't like about yourself, but also getting to see like your authentic self, right? Once we unravel all the insecurity, self-doubt, bullshit, the lies we tell ourselves, even though we have character defects, all of us, we have these assets too that have just been diminished, right? Because all we tell ourselves is, my sponsor said it the best to me. He's like, stop feeling guilty. Guilt is just the price you're willing to pay to continue to do the things you want to do.
Yeah.
So you do the
Oh,
thing.
yeah, that's good.
You do the thing, and then you punish yourself with guilt. And you think that's my penance. So it doesn't stop you from doing the thing because you know you're going to guilt yourself anyway. Just stop
Love that.
fucking doing the thing, you know? So I wanted to talk to you about that because I know, like I said, I see you all the time. You're great. I love you. You're always sharing something like inspiring and just being honest and raw. And I appreciate that. And you help a lot of women in the rooms. And I want to get to this with more of our guests. Like, talk a little bit about your experience with the steps, that reflection. We talked about how you were uncomfortable, like all of us, in your own skin. What was that like, going through the process of the steps and really getting to know yourself, and whether loving yourself or not, but accepting parts of yourself, loving other parts of yourself, and just coming to the point where you're okay with who you are?
Yeah, like the confidence that comes from facing ourselves head on, right?
The good, the bad, the ugly,
Right.
just who we are.
Right, exactly.
Because that's okay.
Acceptance.
Yeah.
'Cause that's
Really.
okay.
Just accepting yourself.
It is. It is. Yeah, like, I've come so far. For you to even like ask me that question is so like, wow.
It's good.
You know, it's good. It is good because sometimes I can't even comprehend how I've gotten to where I am today. You know, like because I have like this confidence that I never had. You know,
Without drugs and alcohol.
right? Without drugs and alcohol, but like, yeah, or without drugs and alcohol because that's when the real problem comes in.
Yeah.
You know?
But there was a shift. I went from like my state of being a frightened, insecure little boy with moments and glimpses of confident young man.
yeah.
Now, like I'm more of that confident man,
With
but
the
it's not like
glimpses.
it's
With the
not.
glimpses of the
Don't
insecure little
fucking
boy.
get shit twisted. I'm a scared
my
little
God.
insecure boy a lot. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
But that experience of going through the steps, like, what were some of the highlights of where you were like, oh shit?
That's such a cool question. I just remember, that makes me just remember sitting down with my sponsor. And I remember particularly when I was sharing my inventory with her, how there was so many things I never wanted to ever tell another person, right? So many things that had me wrapped up in shame and guilt and all that stuff. Because I love that because it's exactly what I would do. I would do the same thing over and over again, right? But just feel like shit about it, feel completely, shameful and ridden with guilt. And that was the price I was willing to pay to keep doing it. And when I sat down with my sponsor, who was some woman who I didn't know, but she helped me, she picked me up, she'd bring me to meetings, and she met with me every week. That's how I was taught, like that's what you do, when I shared with her the things that I had written down in my fourth step, she had like this.
Fourth step is like inventory.
Fourth step is inventory. Fifth step is when you share it with someone.
Yes.
Sponsor, someone you trust. And her response to my, deepest, darkest shit was either like, me too, or, oh yeah, that makes sense. I felt so seen by her. I felt so seen and heard and understood and loved by her, you know, by being able to have this exchange.
It's a nice experience.
And,
my sponsor said, "Holy shit, you fucking weirdo! Get out of my
car." She invited me to her house. I was in her living room. It felt so special to me, you know? And
I was like, Justin, come in my car and suck my dick.
You guys
I'm joking. I didn't do that.
Joe's my sponsor, just so you guys know out there in podcast land.
We're going to change that soon.
But to be held in that without her even seemingly effortlessly, not even trying to like comfort me. She was comforting me in such a huge way.
Yeah.
In telling her the things, she was able to, because I needed so much help. I don't know about you guys, but I couldn't pick out what my character, I didn't know
what to write.
I couldn't pick out, I could write the things because I was like, okay, this happened and this happened, but everything was very surface level, you know?
Yeah.
And just like it is, right? Yeah. Just like it is.
Until people ask you the right questions and dig deeper.
Exactly.
You gotta be fearless.
Exactly.
You gotta be fearless.
Right. Yeah, but even that, you can't help but leave shit out.
Right, but I needed so much help. So like she was a teacher and she was very able to help me. She helped me to find language around things that I couldn't really, I was like, I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know what that means. So she just helped me so much in that, just getting to experience myself. You guys know the deal with like when you start to tell the truth, the honesty is like the biggest difference in my life. Since I came into recovery is being integrity. Honest. But and
there's no point to even do the steps if you're not going to be honest.
Right. Well, that experience just like helped me to like hear it. Once you hear it, then I could like kind of be with it and like in time just accept it, you know, just this is me, you know, this is me. These are the things I've done, but like they've gotten me to where I am now and I can see how it was meant for me. You know, I could see how all of it was meant for me. And then
you can see like, God.
Yeah, I can see God in it, but I can see how I needed, like that was for me. That was for me too.
It was necessary.
All of it. All of it.
The pain and the suffering and all that.
It doesn't define who you are, but it was necessary in order to get you to the point where you could actually find out who you are.
Right.
That was the process.
Right, exactly.
So can you give me two things that maybe like, and not even that you don't like about yourself, but that you're continuing to work on to this day, and two things that you just think you do innately great that you love about yourself? And we'll end with that.
Okay. Well, two things that I think I'm great at are the energy I bring, like the energy I bring where I go. You know,
that's it.
I said it.
Yeah.
I enjoy my own energy today,
that's awesome.
Incredible.
Yes.
Right. And I crack myself up.
Yeah, me too.
Deeply
I'm the funniest guy I know.
Deeply self-entertained. And I have, and whether it's compassion or something, I have a love for people. You know, I have a love for people that people can feel, particularly when they're not at their best. And that's not just people in the rooms, that's
people. Just people.
Sounds like you could revive people that are down, and just by being yourself.
I've had the experiences and like with people who I've crossed paths with, and a lot of, you know, I work a lot. I'm like a workaholic too, but like, so I've spent a lot of time at work, and there's been like some people I've crossed paths with who have been at really low points in their life, and we just have these connections, and they, for some reason we click. And a lot, like if there's been a handful, it doesn't have to be a lot, but it's like powerful connections where like I know I've helped them in like a really big way that was like not a way, not that I tried. It was just like a gift that God's given me to connect with people, which is awesome. You know,
that's beautiful.
Yeah,
that's what you want,
right?
Yeah. Right. Especially not just in this program, life. Like you want to be able to give, and you want to be able to leave people with an impression feeling good. Like that's important to me. When I interact with somebody, I want to leave that interaction like with a positive impact that I gave that. And so, and I think you said that beautifully. And that it's funny because it's so hard for us to do it first because we think of it as like something like a conceit or anything like that. But no, that's just who you are.
No,
like that's just genuinely
like, and
who you are.
I'm able to like accept that today. Like somebody recently, just maybe 2 weeks ago, my friend Brian, he said, does anybody ever tell you that like you make them want to be better and that they make you make them just feel okay? And
that's awesome.
Actually, and I was able to say to him, because people have said it to me many times in my life, but I would never say that people say that about me, you know. But like I was able to be like, actually, yeah. And that's something that I can do. Like that's something that I do. I don't know.
That's amazing.
You know, which is
it's fantastic.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, God given. You know, and 2 things that I am still working on. How I'm working on it, I don't know at this stage of the game. I guess I could say that like relationship shit is not my forte, and I wish that I didn't. Not that I wish that I didn't, because every relationship has been a gift and a teacher, you know. But
and probably not every relationship.
What about that one in Mexico? How'd that one end?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you. But you know, just sort of being, you know, like obviously I'm impulsive. Ask anybody who really knows me. I have like ridiculous things, but there's like an unavailability to people that I get involved with, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just like
You put yourself out there a little more, you know?
Yeah, but I say that all the time. It's like,
I don't know how to do that.
I want you to get close enough to like me, but I don't want you to get close enough to hurt me.
Yeah.
So I keep you at an arm's distance.
I don't want to get
I've done that.
Don't get like, and I
like people,
don't become emotionally available.
Yeah.
Right.
There's like an emotional unavailability factor to the men that I've welcomed into my life. And I'm like, and it looks different in each person.
Yeah.
But like, I wish I would like to have a little bit better of a sense for that, you know, before I like am in it, you know?
Yeah.
But
I mean, I haven't been on a third date in a decade.
I went on one date.
I don't
was
even
never
go
good at
on
that.
dates. I don't even know.
Because I always
I
like.
wanna go
and
on
then
a
it's
date.
over.
When I say my life was like a movie, it was like I manifested. I'd like make eye contact from across the room, be like, oh, and I'd float over. So like, I never went on dates. It was just like
Right.
mystery bangs that turned into fucking
Right.
something else, or
Right,
like
right.
romantic moments and this, like shit that you would make up if you saw it in a movie. Be like, that's so fucking cheesy. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, because Joe grew up watching John Hughes films, and he thinks his life
And
is a John Hughes film. Yeah.
John Cusack, don't forget him.
Yeah, Joe actually
Johnny Depp.
stood in front of a girl's house that broke up with him with a boombox on his shoulder and a trench coat, and he started playing like what song? Casey, help me out here. 80s movies. John Cusack, boombox on his shoulder.
Say anything.
Say anything.
Oh,
there you
great
go.
movie.
There you
Great
go.
movie.
There you
Yeah, so the one date I did go on in sobriety, I was like, this fucking sucks. This is awkward as hell. Like
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
But so relationships are tough. And thank you, because
Mm-hmm.
it's hard for people to do that. One, it's hard for people, most people.
Don't Google that either. It's hard for people. You get dirty stuff. Dirty stuff comes
to
up.
say things about them, like good stuff about themselves, but also things they're working on with not a negative connotation. It's just like, yeah, these are things about me. It's,
This is a pattern I've noticed.
yeah, that
you know?
that I want to try and get better at. And I think that's all we could do in life is take an honest look at ourselves. And there's things that we love about ourselves or even like that we want to bring out more. And then there's things that we need to work on. It doesn't
Yeah.
make us bad.
Right.
It just makes us a work in progress like every other fucking human.
We're
out
all
there.
works in
Exactly.
progress.
Exactly.
But I tricked you because we can't end on two bad things. So give me one more good thing and then we're done. One more good thing that you love about yourself that you just realized not too long ago.
Well, I'm really good at showing up for myself today and taking care of myself. I'm really good at taking care of myself. I take good fucking care of myself. And I am happy that I can do that. Like really genuinely. Like I take care of myself on most levels, you know? Aside from like attracting people who are kind of unavailable in one way or another. I nourish myself in a beautiful way and I move my body in a way that I care about myself.
Very flexible.
You have like
I'm very flexible. I can lift heavy. I can throw some shit around.
Yeah, but that's-
I love
you
that
have-
there's a kettlebell right there.
you have like a well-balanced life. That
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still extreme as shit.
of course,
naturally,
of course, we
but-
pass balance from one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful way to end. But
Yeah.
I just want to let you guys know while she was explaining that, I got a cryptic text from Sal.
You did?
Oh,
Yeah.
did you?
Yeah.
Oh my God, what did he say?
Is he banging
Update.
dead animals?
It doesn't even make sense. He just L74. That's it.
L74.
That's
Seven.
all I got.
Four.
L74. First contacting him in weeks.
Wait, could our listeners Google that? I know not rabbit hole or
Let's
think we
Google it.
can
Let's see
Google
what
it?
happens. Let's
See what happens.
L74. Oh, look at that.
L74, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's see.
Put that in your
Dun, dun,
Google
dun,
and
dun,
smoke
dun,
it.
dun, dun, dun,
Oh,
dun, dun,
God.
dun, dun.
Oh, yeah, that's disgusting. All right, yeah, don't Google L74.
God.
Don't.
No, but,
don't Google it.
no.
Don't have your children in the room. If you do Google it, it is disgusting. And Sal, you animal.
Julia, thank you so much for coming on.
Guys,
it was a
thanks so much.
pleasure. It was amazing. And our listeners are going to get a lot from it because I think you could even hear your warmth through your voice and how much you care about others and want to do good things. And I wish you all the best. I would keep on working on it. I'm glad that you're a part of our lives and we got this time to just sit down and chat with you. It was awesome.
I'm so glad
Yeah,
to
and
know
keep
you
an eye
guys.
out for Sal. Sending the word out. Talk to people. We need to get to the bottom of this.
Flyers are going to be
I'm going to drive
important at
past
this
his house on the way home.
This is scary shit.
Yeah, I did already. I creeped in the windows.
Shit.
Yeah. And then the cops came. Again.
Yeah.
Again. All right.
All right, so that's a good way to
Awesome.
end.
Yep. Good
Love you
night.
guys.
Awesome.
Love you too. Awesome.
Love you.